There's a man at the center of this whole idea, and he learned it the hardest way anyone can. His name was Epictetus. He was born a slave in the Roman Empire around the year 55. He didn't own his body. He didn't own his time. He didn't even own his name. Epictetus isn't really a name. It just means acquired property. There's a story about him, maybe true, maybe not, but it says everything. His master, in a cruel mood, began twisting his leg. Epictetus, perfectly calm, said, "If you keep doing that, you'll break it." The master kept going. The leg broke. And Epictetus, still calm, simply said, "There, I told you it would." Whether or not it happened exactly like that, he was lame for the rest of his life. Here is a man who, by every external measure, controlled nothing. Not his freedom, not his safety, not even his own leg. And he became one of the most powerful voices on human freedom in all of history. How? Because he had found the two piles. He said it plainly: some things are up to us and some things are not. Up to us are our judgments, our desires, our intentions, what he called our proherses, our capacity to choose. Not up to us are our bodies, our possessions, our reputations, our stations in life. And then the line that turns the whole world over. The truly enslaved person, he said, is not the one whose body is owned. It's the one who has handed over his proherses, who has let someone else or something else decide what he desires and fears and chooses. By that definition, a slave could be free, and an emperor could be a slave. Now hold that next to Zeno on the beach and Arjuna in the chariot, and one shape starts to show through all three. Zeno loses his fortune, and finds the sea cannot touch the part of him that decides what to do next. Arjuna faces a future he can't control, and is told to give himself to his action and release the result. Epictetus loses everything a person can lose, and discovers that the one thing no one could take was the only thing that was ever really his. This is what determination actually is. We usually picture it as force. Teeth clenched, muscles straining, bending the world until it gives you what you want. And when the world doesn't give, and often it won't, that kind of determination shatters, because it was built on controlling the pile you were never going to control. The determination these three describe is quieter and much harder to break. It says, "I will give everything I have to what is mine to do. My effort, my attention, my choices, my character. And I will stop staking my peace on what is not mine, the outcome, the reward, the timing, the verdict of other people." That doesn't make you passive. Epictetus taught for decades. Arjuna fought. Zeno built a philosophy that outlived his empire. They acted with total commitment. They just stopped requiring the world to cooperate as the price of staying committed. Think about what that does to failure. If your determination is fused to outcomes, then every failure is a wound to the self. It whispers, "You are not enough," and so you either force harder or you quit. But if your determination lives in the second pile, in your choices, your effort, your return to the work, then failure loses its power to stop you. The outcome didn't go your way. Fine. That was never the part you owned. The part you own is still completely intact. You can shoot again. Epictetus never got his leg back. He never got those years of slavery back. He wasn't determined to undo the past. That's in the first pile, forever out of reach. He was determined about the only thing a human being can ever really be determined about: the next choice. And it turns out that's enough to build a free life on, even from nothing, even as property, even with a broken leg. Especially then.